Hey everybody, I am joined by the wonderful and amazing Grace Helbig.
Yay!
And we are here to talk about, if you don't follow Grace on social media like I do, if you do, you'll know that she works really, really hard. She's very busy.
Yeah, I like to stay busy.
Yeah, she's been around the world and all the time.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And so we are here today to talk with you about ways that we better take care of ourselves. And Grace is going to share some of the ways that she takes mental health care days and just taking care of herself overall. So I do a lot of things where I take time for myself, whether it be grabbing coffee by myself, which I know sounds weird, taking time to spend time with my friends. I'm in therapy myself. What are some things that you do to help yourself, especially when you're feeling so busy and stressed?
Yeah, I'm a Libra astrologically.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so scale.
Yeah.
So like all about fair balance, trying to kind of maintain balance whenever I feel like I'm working really, really hard. I try to also give myself permission to rest really, really hard. And I like to kind of, maybe you guys do this, maybe you don't. I like to indulge in really mindless things. Like
Totally.
watch a lot of reality television, things that I feel like I'm very active with my brain and very like present in the work that I do. That I really just want to give my brain like a recess and just kind of do things that seem monotonous or seem like mind numbing to a lot of people.
No, I'm the same.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually really good because we do spend a lot of time being thoughtful and making sure you're planning. And I mean, I know you guys understand this, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes of all of this stuff that we create.
100%.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
And so I used to love Candy Crush. It was like a crush.
Yeah, I had
I'd
to
be
kind
like,
of stop because I was going to get too far into it. Yeah.
I had to force myself to delete it.
Yeah.
No take backsies.
That's maybe the most adult thing someone can do is delete their own Candy Crush game.
And I'm not going to lie, I downloaded it again and deleted it. But I no longer have it on any of my devices.
There you go.
But I agree, the shutting the brain off.
Yeah, I'm a real advocate of Real Housewives, all of the franchises. I think it also kind of subconsciously gives me perspective on like good life choices that I've made in comparison to some of their not so good life choices.
Agreed. And I'm always like, wow, I thought that fight I had with so-and-so was terrible. But we didn't even curse at each other.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's huge. And even we were talking before that we started doing this, just the idea of doing really monotonous like tasks and chores are kind of a nice reprieve from more like high functioning things that you have to do in your life.
And I don't know if you find this to be true, but I often, when I'm feeling really frazzled or I'm sitting down to write or I'm sitting down to plan the videos that I'm creating, I will have to like clean my area or clean my house or like get my shit together in one way or another.
I spent 4 hours building a clothing wardrobe last night instead of doing my actual work because there were so many boxes around and I felt like I couldn't get started until those boxes were taken care of, but those boxes took a good 4 hours. So sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor. So, kind of check yourself.
So aside from like monotonous things or taking care of real life things, is there anything that you directly do, like an action?
Yeah, I do. I kind of make a point, and I've only realized this within like the last, I don't know, maybe 2 years, that I do a lot of creative things in my life. And so when I want to take off from making videos or whatever it is, I try and do something creative that doesn't have any effect on my actual like job. Michael's is a great staple store for anyone that wants to indulge in some like amateur crafting because there's no consequences. And so I like to get like canvases or like work on jewelry or just like really small kind of dumb things that still are flexing that creativity muscle but don't have any bearing, and I don't have to show anyone if I don't want to if they turn out really terribly. So I find a lot of like real joy and just kind of working on stuff by myself like that. I imagine it's probably really fun to do with others as well if you're a very like, social person.
True. But sometimes it's nice to be alone too. Like I find that sometimes and take care of myself is just taking time by myself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what we do is energy out. And sometimes if I don't have to interact to be on, I can like put the energy back in.
100%. And I have this really, I'm sure a lot of like overachiever types might have this issue where you think taking time off is like failing or is like a negative.
Feel guilty.
Yeah. But it's so helpful. Like really, truly have figured this out in the last couple of years that taking time off is actually like investing time in yourself in a good way.
Letting us keep doing what we do.
Yeah.
And I have trouble with that too. It's like work-life balance isn't really a thing when you work for yourself.
Totally.
And I still am trying to find a way to cut off for like a week.
Oh yeah, I know. That sounds crazy.
Versus being like, oh, I should Snapchat I should get in here and comment. I should. Yeah. And I mean, I tell my clients, and that's why I always say therapists aren't perfect, and I don't pretend to lead like such a serious and put together life.
I recently got back like 2 days ago from a Tony Robbins event this weekend.
Okay.
And it like blew my mind. Coming from a comedy point of view, I want to so badly make fun of everything that happened this weekend, but it really was so wonderful and so enlightening and empowering that I can't say enough good things about it. But one of the things that really taught you is that you operate best with all of your relationships when you're operating best with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're really taking time for yourself and really like managing your own happiness levels.
Yeah.
And it's like that RuPaul phrase, like, if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love anybody else? And like, it sounds dumb, but it's like the fundamentals of it are so important and so true. And so I'm just, even going to that event itself for me was taking time off of work, but also something like really necessary. So I think one great thing that I try and do more is something good for myself, like intentionally really good
like
for myself.
Scheduling time to be good to yourself.
Yeah, either take a vacation with friends or, you know, go to a museum or something kind of stimulating in a way that you wouldn't necessarily make that time for yourself normally.
Yeah.
And I was kind of adverse to going to this for a while, but then when I was there, I was so like thankful and appreciative of my decision to go down there.
Totally.
And so, yeah, I think that's really important. So seek out things that might kind of put you off and might kind of scare you because you're really curious about it.
Yeah, and I find I'm the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to throw it out here and you guys can judge all you want in the comments. That's totally fine. But I'm not one to sign up to like enlightenment.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm going to make fun of that in my head so hard.
Exactly, and with like entire, like there was 9,000 people there this weekend, and so like normally seeing that written down on paper, I'd be like, throw it in the garbage.
You're like,
I don't want
anxiety just thinking about
Exactly, but it really was really wonderful. So push yourself a little bit.
Yeah, and I find if I get out of my comfort zone, random thought.
Yeah.
When I was a junior in college, and a lot of people went and studied abroad, and I didn't have the opportunity because I paid for my way through school.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the opportunity to study Spanish in Costa Rica over the summer.
Oh, cool.
And I was scared, like shitless, like, oh, I don't want to go. No, I do. No, I don't. And when I was there, after the first day of like trauma, nobody speaks English, holy shit, what I do, I was so grateful because when you step out of your comfort zone, I really feel like you learn a lot about yourself.
Yep.
And it gave me time to kind of, I don't know, do that inside work.
Yeah.
And give energy back to myself, I guess, like we're talking about.
Yeah, and it's so much easier said than done. Like, just step outside your comfort zone.
I know.
You know, walk off that bridge or whatever it is. I mean, metaphorically.
Trust us, it'll be okay. Thank you so much for sharing all of your helpful tips.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Katie, you're wonderful. Are you guys subscribed? You should get all of your friends, enemies, dogs, etc. to subscribe to this channel. It's a
Especially
wonderful
the
channel.
dogs.
Yes, they need help too.
But it's always important for all of us to take mental health days, to take care of ourselves. I know, like Grace and I both struggle with the internal guilt, and know that that's a normal feeling. That's okay, but we still have to do it because otherwise it leads to burnout. It leads to us feeling worse, and we can't love other people if we don't love ourselves. So I hope some of these tips are helpful to you. I'll put the information down in the description for those of you who have trouble following along when I talk quickly. And I will see you next time.